Hello, hello. How's it going? This is Ashley Casper. You are live or watching the replay. I go live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to share something good from my life and or business that I think can help some of my viewers. So I'm really excited about the topic today. When am I not excited about the topic that I'm sharing? Never, because that's kind of why I share it. I'm excited about it. It's been something that was kind of cool for me or beneficial. And so I just get so excited I have to share it with the world. So I'm going to be excited about most of the topics that I share. And today is how to create a coloring book with zero artistic talent or ability. I think anybody can develop it, but I know a lot of people that think that they are not artistic. Hi, Janine. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you are watching live, please comment, engage with me. It'll make the conversation a little more exciting. And if you're watching the replay, please comment #replay. Talk to me, girl. All right. So last night, I was brainstorming. I've had so much fun making the coloring pages I've been doing over the last month, a little over a month now. And I wanted to do some more of it, but I wanted it to be a little more meditative and not so worried about my mistakes and stuff. So I was looking on TikTok and then on YouTube for how people are using Canva to make coloring pages. And there's a lot of really cool ideas of using the outline graphics and things like that to make a coloring page, which I think is really cool. But I'm going to add another layer to it that I did not see anyone else out there teaching. And that's to kind of add your own twist to it with a little bit of a tracing method. And, Canva products, read the guidelines. There are some regulations on how to use and how to sell what you make within their tool and all of that. So I'm not here to teach about the legalities of it. Just make sure that if you plan on selling it, just read the guidelines. Make sure that, you're staying within those guidelines and stuff. So I want to preface this with that. And Janine says, I love them. What is it that you love, Janine? Which thing? The coloring pages that I've been doing. Thank you so much. That means a lot. I've gotten a lot of really great feedback and even some suggestions for some new quotes that I'm going to be doing soon. So always open to recommendations for the freebies. If there's something you want to see me create, drop a comment, send me a message, and I will be happy to. So today we're going to be designing a fall themed coloring page together, and I'm going to walk you through step by step how I did it. But before I do, I will say that I followed this same method. I'm trying something else that I'm hoping I can create a video for you later for all of you that are looking to sell your products. I have made a total of 6 pages since last night, so this is a pretty quick process. But it's not as simple as just dragging and dropping into Canva like they show you in the video. So this is a little more complex. And so I listed 2 bundles on my Etsy store. I'm super excited. I've already gotten one sale from a very good friend of mine that meant so much to me this morning. So I have 2 new products listed. So I'm kind of testing that out. Gonna see how they do, what kind of a response I get. And then if all goes well with that, then I hope to come back and share more content with you guys that can help you if you decide to roll with this, create some coloring pages, have fun. Then maybe in a few weeks, I'll have a report back so that you can benefit from that too. So we will see. And Janine says, whoop, whoop. All right, let's get started. So I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully this goes well. I've got my iPad hooked up to where we can see it on the screen. Okay, it is working well. So I've already kind of pre-designed this because I didn't want the video to be really long, but I think it's super cute. This is actually 4 different elements. So there's a little gnome here. There's a mushroom here. I just love those 2 together. He's a little peace gnome. And then we have leaves in the background falling. And then we have fall vibes. I like to have some words, some affirmations, something in my coloring pages. So this is what we are going to turn into a coloring page. So I am going, once you get your placement of how you like it, don't worry about the colors. That's what I like about this too. We don't spend a whole lot of time inside of Canva. We're just we're using this as our template. So you can see I've got the gnome transparent. That's because I was going to kind of make him a little layered with a few different things, but then I decided not to. But I did kind of want to see how his placement was on the mushroom. So making him transparent allowed me to be able to see how that was going to look and if it was going to look proportionate. So anywho, there's that. So we're just going to export this into a JPEG. And I started with an 8.5 by 11 page. Also, I did not explain that before I got started. So once that is exported, then I'm going to open it up in an app that I use called Procreate. This is a paid for app, but it is a one-time payment. I do not remember exactly how much it is. It was not very much. I remember that. Very affordable app to use or to purchase, and super, like if y'all love Canva and if you ever get held back by like what we're doing here, like wanting to combine some things and actually make them look like one graphic rather than two, Procreate can help you do that. And I love it. So, and why is it not switching screens here? Hold on just a second. Give me a second. For some reason, it did not want to. Technical difficulties. It'll pop up here in a second. Hopefully. I'm going to stop sharing while I'm trying to figure this out and look at the comments. I do trust this computer. Thank you. You didn't ask me this earlier. All right, Janine says, love it, and $12.99 for Procreate. And if you're going to use Procreate, I would highly recommend getting an Apple Pencil. You can still do a good bit with your finger, but using the pencil can be very, very convenient. And I've had this and my iPad I have had I got it in 2020. So actually, no, it was 2019. It was before we were married, because it was a gift for my husband for Christmas. So I think it was the Christmas we were engaged. So it would have been 2019. And they have lasted wonderfully. I've replaced the tip one time. So if that gives you any kind of, and the pen has done great. So let's see if I can get this back up. Give me just a second. I just realized my computer is dying too. Of course, all this is going to happen at one time. Okay. Computer's plugged in. Is my screen up? Yes. All right. So you're going to open it in Procreate. And I imported the image by doing the add and then import a photo. And then I just pulled it from my album. And then I resized it. It gives you the little resizing thing. So I resized it and centered it as best I could. Doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm going to lighten this a little bit. And then I'm just going to pick my favorite pen. Everybody has a different one. Once you get in there playing around with it, you will figure out which one is your favorite. And then I'm just going to trace. Oops. Make sure you're on the right layer. So you actually want to be on a new layer because we want to eventually delete that image once we get done. And yeah, it's pretty much that simple. I'm going to go over a few little details here without tracing the whole thing. I will finish this and it will be on my creative stash, ashleyscreativestash.com, which I'll put the image or the link up on the screen in a few moments, but I wanted to show you how I'm going to do the layers. And it doesn't have to be exact. So you see, I'm not being perfect here. And if you see the way my pen is kind of not exactly the way it's making it really smooth, there's a stabilization. So that again helps whenever you have shaky hands, maybe. I have pretty shaky hands sometimes. So the stabilization really does help to make prettier lines. So again, you do not need artistic skill to create these, to create a coloring book. And I just think it's super cool. And so, like, if we wanted to add a pattern to his hat, that would be something fun that we could do to make it unique rather than be just exactly what was inside of Canva. There's so many different ways that an individual could make these unique. Obviously, the colors, but we could even change up this beard. Maybe you want to, this is a bad example, but maybe it's not. Maybe that's your art style. And that's the thing too. If you go on Etsy and you look at different art styles, you would be surprised at the artistic skill of some people that are very successful artists. And art is subjective, everybody likes different things. This specific cutesy, I call this cutesy art, kind of trendy, cutesy. This would be stuff that would probably attract my teenage daughter, and well, maybe not these days, but a couple of years ago. And I forget how fast she's growing up sometimes. But you can totally customize this and just have the images be part of, just a template, a guide. That's all a template is. And you can totally customize it and add, and who knows, you may develop your own little artistic style. I have figured out that one thing I love drawing on all of my coloring pages are these little stars, and they're just so simple. I don't know so much if they're stars or if they are, I call them shimmers too, but I like to add little circles to like it's glimmering or something. So you'll see those in most of my coloring pages. That's one of my little signature shapes that I put into it. But you can kind of see how the layers go. So the S is over the hat, and then we're going to draw this leaf behind this letter. And it doesn't have to be very detailed. I'm actually going to do this one too. So we go ahead and get those lines. And I'll show you how it looks once we take the background away, the template. So you see again how I am not being exact with my lines to trace exactly what this looks like. And so if you take that away, you see you've got a leaf behind those letters. And we have already established on previous lives that I am not a very good multitasker. So I'm also not being very detailed with my lines like I normally am whenever I'm sitting down and really focused on my art. So I will clean some of these lines up, but I just wanted to give you guys kind of an idea. And then we'll get down here to where he is sitting on this little mushroom and see where the boot is. And we won't have to draw the mushroom behind it. We'll just start with the boot and only draw the lower half. That. Oops. That's what I like about digital art too, is just a 2 tap of your finger and it'll make whatever your last thing, your last mistake in my case was, it'll make it go away. So it's kind of a quick way to erase. I have found myself whenever I'm doing art on actual paper that I will try to zoom in and I'll double tap. And my husband, he laughs at me quite often when I do that. All right, so he's not complete, but I just want you guys to kind of get the idea. He's sitting on top of the mushroom. So there you have it. Let me head over to the comments and see what we have going on here. Janine said, oh, definitely a pencil is much better. Oh, did you get one? That's awesome. I'm so happy to hear that. No worries. It's live TV. I guess that was whenever I needed to charge. So how cool. So I'm super excited that you're enjoying this, Janine. So let me see if there was anything else. Just play around with the layers. The layers always help. I know for me, one thing that I will do is my little sparkles. So those are like the last thing that I'll do. Here, I'll actually show you. Let me just share my screen and show you. Still okay. So let's say I wanted to put, and this is, again, it's not a completed page, but let's say I wanted to put my sparkle right here where his boot is. I could do my little sparkle, and then I could come in here and erase the inside. Or my little shortcut that I like to do is add a layer on top. I get the right tool here, draw my sparkle, and then I'll get white and I drag it and I drop it in there. I realize my screen is going a little slower than I am. So you'll see now, so how the white dropped into there. So I didn't have to erase anything. So that is another way that the layers will work with each other inside of Procreate. Very similar to how the layers work in Canva. Let me head back over. No, it won't work zooming in on paper. I've done it with magazines, at the doctor's office, all kinds of stuff. So one of the, I think pretty much anybody that has worked a lot on drawing on tab or even writing on tablets is very similar too. I do it a lot in my note taking. I'm sure they can relate, or even reading, like on websites. I would do that to read. Well, that's it, guys. I wanted to share my website really quick. I just realized I'd never had the actual title going across the bottom. No, and that's not even it. I didn't fix it. So anywho, you can visit ashleyscreativestash.com. If you have not already visited that, you'll enter your name and email address and it will take you straight to it. Once you're there, make sure that you bookmark the page. This page will probably be up a little later tonight. I've got a couple of things. It's about dinner time, so I need to head down and get started on dinner. But I will absolutely finish this fall vibe, super cute gnome with the peace sign going. I'm really excited about adding him to the collection. So I'm going to get him completed tonight. Save that bookmark, check it out tonight. I may even send out an email letting you know that it's been uploaded. So hope you guys enjoyed. Have an amazing day, and I will see you on Wednesday. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.